All right. Um, let's just get into it because this is a relatively large dungeon from what I know, and we need to get back to helping the college out. We're here looking for the staff. The last time we were here, before we ran off and then got sidetracked by clockwork, um, we found this guy here who told us of a crystal and um, finding somebody in what was known as the Ocularis. Sarah's now going to begin working her way through this place looking for just some of that information. Um, I did just record the last episode. I've been on like a recording binge of this stuff lately. Um, another one. I hope at least some of these are alive. But I've been on a recording binge lately. Um, I think at this point, the last released episode was like episode 13 or 14, or maybe even only in episode 9. She may not be a lot stronger now because of her adventures in Clockwork, but she definitely feels like she's probably a little bit better prepared. And she doesn't have to deal with the Gilded in here because they're only in that area. Which lore wise makes sense. It's far away from Skyrim, there's no real connection to Skyrim. It's sealed off, so there's no way for them to get here. I actually would find it very odd if they could get here. Hmm. Better be careful with this one. Whew. Glad I was careful. Last thing I want to be is stuck on a spike. Moonstone. Not sure what that is, but not useful to me. I guess she wouldn't know that, but she also is not going to go mining out ore that she doesn't recognize. She's pretty content with just getting iron and silver and gold to turn it all into gold and make it gold rings. Everything else is a little bit more than what she wants to carry. She will take Dwarven Metal now. She has an interest in the Dwemer. I think that all of this recent Dwemer stuff has gotten her interested in the Dwemer. Oh, that was close. Oh, neat. Let's see. More of that strange ore. Didn't mean to put my sword away there. Crap. Got it. You might sometimes see me do that where I just interact with it and then instantly it closes out. It's because I'm just using the R key just to take everything on it if I know it's something that will have mostly useful stuff. The chitin on that isn't super useful, but I can always just drop the chitin later if I decide not to keep it. And we'll take the potatoes. Not really gonna take the dog meat. Like with this, I know the clothes and boots I don't want. Um, Another one of these masks. She's becoming quite the collector of these, and I don't even know what these are. Like, I don't know if this is being added in by the Skyrim, by one of the Skyrim updates, if this is being added in by one of the mods I have installed, but I love them. They're amazing. I love these masks. There are actually masks that I know that are from the game that we're going to plan on collecting. That um, actually get one of them from this quest line. But I actually love those masks because I love masks, and I absolutely love the fact that she's got this silver one that she's wearing because I think it's very cool. I think it's a very cool aesthetic. Not to mention, it makes sense. She wouldn't want to protect her face from attacks and stuff like that, and a mask would do great for that. Ooh, might not want to stand there. Actually dodged around the tripwire that makes that fall. And again, and really a lot of the times it's not me remembering the tripwires are there, it's me just noticing them as I'm walking. So I'm just sidestepping around them because I don't want to deal with it. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. I didn't ever thought this fast healing spell would be very useful, but it is actually quite incredible how much it makes a difference. I better drop a quick save. I have a tendency to do that in this game where I go through far too far without a quick saving, and then I pay for it by having to walk all of the distance again while um, trying to not get overly upset by it. This soul gem. Don't need those. Don't even have a crossbow to use bolts. Where's Phenomenon? Oh crap. There we go. Let's see. Darn it. Put up. There we go. Like I said, we'll take the Dwemer. We'll take the Dwemer ingots. I think she's having an interest in Dwemer stuff now, especially now that she's living in a castle of Dwemer stuff. She's been exposed a lot to the Dwemer. She thinks the Dwemer's fascinating, and I personally also do. So I think that she's going to get more and more interested in it. Um, a bit of information. I don't think the Dwemer are exclusive to Skyrim. I'm pretty sure they're all over Tamriel. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm pretty sure the Dwemer were also in Morrowind. So I know it was at least Skyrim and Morrowind. Maybe more, I don't know. I'm kind of under the impression that it's possible she didn't know what the Dwemer were, since I'm under the impression it's a possibility, especially since she was kind of a sheltered child, so she didn't get to see a lot of the world. So that could also be what I could say I was trying to do with that. The truth is I just don't know very much about the Dwemer as far as how well known they were and how far they spread. All I know is that they were elves that used technology and magic in hand. Um, we actually mentioned Kagrenak, the tonal architect. Basically, Lamar said that not Lamar, Lamashtu said that she didn't know what that was entirely. Basically, he's just like a leader. It's basically a really important role amongst the Dwemer, and they were very, very, very skilled at the technology they had, at the magic slash technology that they had. Um, Not just in um, the fact that he could use that ability quite well. They actually had like a special ability that was like also like telekinesis, like where they could speak to each other in like a hive mind, and like apparently he was one of the more important versions of it. There's I don't remember exactly where I learned that. I think I was watching a video that somebody talked about that, but I always thought it was fascinating. Even if it's not true, it's still fascinating to me because it's now been considered part of what I think is lore. There we go. And then in here we have mercenary gauntlets. I am going to have to drop some stuff at some point because I'm probably going to get too much. This is a very big dungeon, and it's a Dwemer dungeon, which means it has a lot of stuff like this, which is just heavy, but you can melt some of it down for ingots, and I'm not sure which ones you can melt down. I'm not going to be taking all of it with me because I don't want to be taking a lot of garbage with me, but I will be taking some of it with me. I will be dropping some of it, though, if we get over encumbered with Rise of Magicka active, because obviously I don't want to be dealing with that. And once we're finished with Mazulf, we'll pop back over to Clockwork, and then pop up to the college. Oops. Wow, I did really good at dodging him. I'm surprised. I'm usually not that good at fighting in this game. Something, 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 slow, insidious killer. That is one of my favorite sayings. It's one reason why I had it be that her father told her it one day. I love the idea of the um, don't get over cocky, kid. You confidence is a slow, insidious killer, or hubris, or whatever people say. I really just remember the part that's something, 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 slow, insidious killer. Let's see what's in here. Okay. Oh wait, no, not okay. Gotta drop some stuff. We're gonna drop some of the stuff that's in here because this is the first stuff that is the most useless to me. I want to take the dragon bones though, but we'll go ahead and drop the gears, the scrap metal. I'm gonna try and hang on to this stuff, but this is like 25 each, so that's a lot of what's causing my weight right now. I'm gonna try and hang on to them just because of the fact that they are useful, because they melt down into 5 ingots each, but they are not super useful. If obviously if I can find other stuff, I won't be dropping them for the other stuff. I wanted to take these where are they? These gauntlets with me because I'm pretty sure I don't know if I have fortify archery yet. So yeah, let's have some lunch and see if that gets us through. We should be getting closer to the finale of this dungeon, so hopefully if I am now satisfied. Great. Are we wearing our backpack? Because I thought I was up to 4 something. Why is it now only whatever 3 something? Let's see. Nope, I have it on. Let's see. What about? I guess we'll drop one of these. Like I said, they're not the greatest because they only are melted down into ingots, but they can be useful. An argument also might be to do potions, but I'm just remembering that we don't have the Mortal and Pestle with us. So, yeah. But I'm also not too worried about not having a ton of the solid Dwemer metal because obviously I can get that from somewhere else as well. Um, I can get that from all over the place. Unique armor and stuff is going to be more important to me. And books, of course. But I don't think I've been picking up books, so you wouldn't guess that. But then again, I highly doubt there's a rare book down here that only exists in this dungeon. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Alright. Care of that one. Get another ingot. Again, if I need to, I can drop more stuff, but I'm trying not to have to. Which, but Rise of Magica might not even be active right now, so that might be why I've also got... Oh, over here. Sheesh. Oh, darn it. I wonder how far back I went. Here. Not super far back, thankfully. I should just start dropping a quick save every time I kill a bad guy. Or at least every time I get to a point where I can take a breath. Don't want to get stuck, caught in a reload loop. That would really suck. One reason why I'm not used to dropping quick saves all the time. The other reason why is I'm usually not used to dying this often. I think we're playing on adapt though. I'm not really sure though, because when I tried to check it early, when I tried to check it at one point, like I came into here and okay, we're on apprentice, so raise it to adapt. Yeah, I'm gonna raise it back to adapt. I thought it was on adapt, so we're gonna play with it on adapt. I might lower it again. I might lower it if I start to feel like I'm being just death over and over and over again. I don't want this to be too easy though. Let's go ahead and just use fast healing. Save our potions for emergencies. There we go. And then we'll use Rise of Magica again. There we go with Rise of Magica and 605. Wait a minute. What? Wait. Out of curiosity, if I cast this again. Oops, still 605. I'm not sure what's causing that. The 605 feels a lot higher than it should be. I don't understand why my area capacity is so high. Strange. Alright, let's go this way. At first I thought maybe like if you cast it multiple times it stacks. And then I was gonna be like, that's broken. Like, that would be very broken and very bad for me, because knowing me, I would want to constantly just carry more and more crap. And I'd be spending all my magic on casting Rise of Magica. Disgusting. I don't like these creatures. We're gonna use, I thought we had Empiric Absorption, but it looks like it somehow got removed. That's alright. Let's go with Phenomena, double Phenomena. Like it's Kamehameha. Got him. Sorry, got a little lost in my own head there, fighting these guys. My mind was kind of like trying to figure out where to go next and how to get moving forward, and trying to remember what about this area was the part that when I was last here playing through this mod, or when I first played through this mod, I think, what made it so annoyingly difficult. Still not going to take all this stuff, even though I have an absurd carry weight now. Because I don't want it to glitch and make it to where it's less good. I'm wondering if I could dual cast Rise of Magicka, what would be the effects? Like, would it increase my carry weight and the effects even higher? They don't like how I cannot see when I'm using that spell. Kind of makes sense. It's too powerful for her and she's not able to use it properly, so it's always blinding her whenever she's using it. Or it might be because of the fact of what they said earlier, to use the eye without being blinded, you must have his staff, and maybe that's what the odd author of Aetherius Magic was going for. Why it's like that. Oh, I remember this being extremely annoying lock. I'm not going to do very many. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 6. One more. Nope. I'm not bothering to open it. If I remember correctly, the only thing in there is that chest, and it's not a very good item. See if we can I reach it? Nope. I want to go in, but I'm not willing to waste any more lockpicks trying to. I would rather just keep moving forward. We're almost to the end of the dungeon, so I'm not too worried about it. This one's an expert, so I don't mind trying at this one. I saw it there. Oh. But to the right. There we go. Oh, crap. I could have left you sealed in there. But now I can loot. Gabe? Oh, it did a kill cam, but didn't kill the thing. I hate it when it does that. I wonder if there's a way to disable kill cams. Because I more find them annoying than anything else. They're also a little jarring. Nope. There we go. Close. I was like one little click off. There we go. Amulet of Mara. As far as the question about, like, is she going to get married, you need the Amulet of Mara to get married, which is why this brought up this topic. But as far as her getting married, I don't know. I'd like her to get married, but there's nobody I can really think for her to get married to. She'd probably end up marrying a woman anyways, just because of the fact that, not because of particularly, like, I care. Like, it's a game. Like, if I was so worried about that, I wouldn't play as a female character. But I would probably have her marry Ysolda, the one that we gave the mammoth horn to. She's one of the characters I like the most. But I don't know if she will get married. That would have to be a character development that I haven't decided yet. I don't foresee her getting married, but things can change. I originally planned on finishing Aetherius Magic before I did Clockwork, but I ended up deciding to do Aetherius Magic anyways. There's a certain point I believe Aetherius Magic to be finished. Technically, I won't be finishing it because, as far as I know, it's not a finished mod. Part of it was never finished, unless this version has a finish, has it finished. We're going to be getting to what I consider the ending point. Because there's part of the mod that was supposed to happen, but it was never implemented as far as I'm aware. So we're going to be going as far as we can, but that doesn't mean that we're definitely going to be finishing it. I hate these flying things. There's a good chance I hate these flying things though, because they're basically the flying versions of the crawling versions of these things, of the crawling creatures that spit on you, and I hate those creatures because at one point in time I believed those creatures to be basically unkillable because I was not used to fighting creatures as strong as what I considered they were. We're gonna take that with us. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that, and we'll take that. But I thought that they were basically unkillable because, like, every time I ran into them, they were always overpowered and could always kill me. I never realized it was because their poison basically goes through armor, and I'm used to playing heavy armored characters who can just shrug off damage, or at least lightly armored characters that can shrug off damage. And they're pretty tough opponents, all things considered. Probably a good question of why am I playing a mage if I'm used to playing heavy armored characters. I like this storyline better. Not to mention, I like the idea of playing a light armored mage or a no armored mage. She might get armor eventually. I was considering possibly maybe getting her some light armor at some point. I'm not sure if she's going to or not. I do know that she might eventually. I haven't fully decided whether or not she's going to join the Imperials or not. She might. I have to decide by a certain point in the main quest, so that will be. I will be pressured to make that decision eventually, but I'm not rushing the main quest, so I'm not too worried about that. I really do like her appearance in this. I love the silver mask that she's wearing. I love the hood that goes over it. There's that crystal he was talking about. I was hoping we'd find it because it's a bit of a pain if you end up not figuring out which of the Fulmer it's on. As far as I know, I don't think you get a quest. I don't think you get a quest marker for it. That way as to where he is, but I think you need a key from one of these other two areas. I don't really remember. And while she doesn't have a reason to know this, she's also doesn't know which direction he is. So she's going to go this way first, just because this happened to be the way she picked. I do know normally I will follow the marker, but that's because I don't feel like just walking around aimlessly for a long while, and we are once again overweight. So I'm going to drop one of these. As those are the first things that I'm going to give up if I have to give up anything. Because while they're nice to have and they're useful, I may never get to the point of casting, of I was going to say casting armor, and that's technically true, but don't know. Did I just pick up his sword? You have this arrow. You have your sword back, and you can have these arrows. I don't need those. Alright, let's keep moving. Oh, let's check this next one and then keep moving. I do like always checking them because they might have ingredients on them. They might have soul gems. They might have gold. I do think it's kind of funny that their ears are considered an ingredient, but they don't always have ears, and most of the time they only have one. Not going to carry any more, or not going to carry any ore because we're already getting close to the limit, and I don't want to have to drop stuff if I don't have to. That means no more picking up the metal because we're already at near our max. I think Rays of Magicka just ended. There we go. But yeah, a lot of these solid metal things are down here, and that's one reason why this was one of the first dungeons I came into and ran into a weight problem, even though I had Breeze Home at the time. Breeze Home was the first home I bought because I knew I was a loot goblin, and I knew I was going to run into a weight problem eventually. But even with that, I wasn't able to carry all the stuff that this place offers. Not sure what this is supposed to be, but I feel like it's supposed to be like, I feel like it's like a courtroom or like a council meeting chamber. That's what it feels like. We're gonna go check out that other place before we head up that door. That's because I want to make sure I get everything out of here before heading off towards the ending. Although, that's a master lock, no thanks. I ain't wasting more lockpicks on a master lock right now. I don't have any lockpicking. I have barely any lockpicking skill as it is. Although, why did it let me do that? I'm supposed to... Okay, that's weird. Go ahead and do that. Let's increase our health as well. And then... Are we on survival mode, or did I accidentally turn that off when I was in gameplay earlier? No, we're on survival mode still. Why did it let me sleep? Why isn't it... Okay, this is weird. It may have turned off survival mode. Try toggling it and see if maybe that works. Survival mode may be broken. Which would be really annoying as if it is. Because I just got through all of clockwork with it, and now it decides to break. I'll have to wait and see if we end up needing to sleep or eat at any point. Actually, I should be able to check by looking at my stats because, yeah, the sleeping debuffs are gone. Okay, wait a minute, because that's not good. I don't like that. I want to have it, and now novice is back on. What the heck? Okay, we're gonna do that real quick. Check our inventory. Not my inventory. I'm gonna check my stats. Make sure that we're still not having. Yeah, it's still not on. And then we're gonna turn it back on. If this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna start playing survival mode myself. And wait a minute. Again, it's down to novice. What the heck is going on? if I look at my effects, still no sleeping effects and still no cold effects. Weird. Alright, I guess we'll have to move on without it. Oh, great. I think I've got to find a key on a body somewhere, which might be in one of those bodies in that other room, which is why I felt like we needed a key for one of these rooms. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. I'm going to find this key. Alright, we're heading back. Turns out a chest in that room that I forgot to loot had the key in it with a petty soul gem and a couple of other things in it that weren't very impressive. What we will be looking into is we are going to go check that master lock door over here. I'm not going to try to pick it, but I'm going to try and open it because sometimes the keys will let you open them. Nope. So we're just going to move on without it. What I did want to check, and the reason why I noticed my skills were broken, or at least why my survival is broken for some reason. I'm going to try and fix that at some point, but right now I'm just going to have to deal with it because I don't want to waste more recording time, and I don't really want to sit here and try and poke at it during the middle of an episode. But what we will do is we're going to get lockpicking mastery, and we're also going to get... I was thinking about getting wax keys, but they're not really all that useful, all things considered. Game of Fate's pretty useful and interesting. We're going to go ahead and keep this last perk point unless I can find something to put it into. Maybe alteration. Let's get dual cast alteration actually. Now we can dual cast Way of Magicka and actually see if I'm right. So let's go ahead and try that out real quick. We're gonna dual cast alteration Magicka, dual cast Rise of Magicka. It did. Holy crap, that's pretty effective. Let's take a look at this real quick because that's actually really cool, and I kind of don't want to go too far past the end of Mazal for this episode, so carry weight. That's my bad roll. Fortify enchanting. Absorb 22% of magicka from hostile spells. Magicka regeneration is 230%. Carrying capacity is up by 300%. 130%. Items enchanted are 110% more stronger. Wow, double casting this is going to help us get our enchanting skill up quite a bit. So that's going to be nice. I'm also going to take some more of this solid metal. Probably not the greatest thing I could be carrying, but I don't care. This is incredible. Alright. Let's head into here. Then let's head up here. Here's the Falmer. Here's a Falmer. It tells us that they died at the door. Oops. I want his ear. I want your ears.
Gavros, is that you? I don't. Let me get the door.
Thanks, but I'm not Gavros.
What the? What are you doing here? What have you done with Gavros?
I came looking for the Syned.
And just why would you be doing that? Oh, it doesn't matter now. Gavros is never coming back. And he was supposed to have the crystal. Without that, we're lost. It's all been for nothing. So congratulations, whoever you are. You found the Syned. Just me, alone. Surrounded by angry machines and angrier Falmer.
What about this crystal?
The first time, I tried to tell Gavros, but he wouldn't listen. No, it won't be too cold, he said. Well, I was right, wasn't I? Focused completely wrong by the time we got here. The cold had warped it. Gavros had to cart it all the way back to Cyrodiil. Left the rest of us here to fend off the damnable Falmer.
Actually, I happen to find a focusing crystal. Is this what you're looking for?
You found... How in the world? That's it? That's it! I don't know who you are, but you may have just saved this little project. In fact, who are you anyway?
I'm with the College of Winterhold.
You are you? Savos wouldn't even grant us an audience when we came to you, but now you come here expecting something from me? I don't much like this, I'll tell you. But you saved my skin, so maybe I can overlook the past for now. Come on, I'll explain on the way. No matter what Gavros said, this was my idea first. The Council is going to know that when I get back. I was the one who thought of using this oculory. I don't know what the dwarves called it. Something unpronounceable, I'm sure. From all our research, it seems they were intent on discerning the nature of the divine. This machinery, all of it, was designed to collect starlight, and then, I'm not sure, split it somehow? It was my idea to replace one of the key elements with our focusing crystal. Months of enchantments went into it. Let's just hope they got it right this time.
Huh. She's probably a little bit worried about what this could do since she's figured out how strong dwarven machines can be with the travel machine. But she probably isn't too worried about it. There's actually quite a few of them in this. That is pretty cool.
Here it is. Magnificent, isn't it? Took an
Pretty cool.
incredible amount of work to get it running again. Now I'm hoping it'll all be worth it. Place the crystal in the central apparatus, and we can start the process for focusing it.
Okay.
Yes?
What do I do now?
Now the crystal needs to be focused. It was created so far away. We knew that some adjustments would have to be made. Heating and cooling the crystal will cause it to expand or contract, which will change how the light passes through it. You'll need to use spells to do that. Being from the college, I assume you know them already. There should be a few basic tomes around here somewhere in case your training is even more substandard than I've heard.
Okay. She's not even going to acknowledge the fact that he insulted them. She knows both of the spells that she needs to, so that's fine. A good way to tell when this actually aligns to what it's supposed to is that there we go. That's what it's supposed to do, because it's got to be on one as each on each of the layers. We'll notice what the layers are once I get up to the top. And then we use Rise of Magicka. Oh wait, crap. I need to do a double Rise of Magicka. I forgot. There we go. Here's a bunch of books. Probably don't need. We're gonna take that. We will take all of those. I'm also gonna take all of this because I don't know if I have the Dwimmers volumes 1 through 3. And I'd rather take them and not need them than need them and not take them. And we just press these until these line up. So the first one's lined up. I just press these two until these two line up. Then we do the middle one. And there we go.
Finally going to pay off. But what's this? These results, they're not at all what they should be. This projection should be lit up like the night sky. Something is creating an incredible amount of interference. Something in Winterhold, it looks like. What are you playing at? Is this some attempt to stall my work? So what is it? What have you done? Did you know what we were attempting? Are you here to make sure your plan worked? That our efforts have been for nothing? Well, explain yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You show up here just as our work nears completion, and now I can't get any results from this because of something at your college. Do you think me a fool? Do you think I'm too stupid to make the connection? You've ruined my work. How did you do it?
I I truly have no idea what you're talking about.
Either you're lying to me, or you have something at your college, don't you? Something immensely powerful, beyond anything I've anticipated. What is it?
I'm I'm sorry. I don't know if I can answer that. I can't.
You do have something, then. Whether this was intentional or not, it suggests some interesting results.
Okay, listen. I brought you the crystal. I saved you from the Falmor. I made all of this work. Do you know anything about the Staff of Magnus?
Yes, the staff. Interesting. I can't explain the details. That would be giving away many secrets the Syned have learned over the years. Also, I doubt you'd be able to comprehend the details. Have you seen the orrery in the Imperial City? It was the
No.
inspiration for this idea. Instead of projecting the sky, we project all of Tamriel, and then harness the latent energies to overlay the positions of... What's important is that all of this work was designed to reveal to us sources of great magical power. Purely to help safeguard the Empire, of course. And yet, in the end, only 2 locations have been revealed to us. One is your college. The other, well, that can only be Labyrinthian. So, mage from Winterhold, despite your intentions, I've beaten your little game. Even if all you've said here is lies, I know you have something in Winterhold the Syned Council will be very interested in. So fine, trudge off to Labyrinthian in search of your staff. I shall return to Cyrodiil and deliver my full report to the Council. This is not over, I assure you.
I I appreciate your help, but I think you need to see someone. I think you might have gone a little mad down here, being trapped here by yourself for so long.
Am I? Am I? I think I've discovered more here than I could have hoped to. Your trickery won't confuse me.
Staff is in Labyrinthia, correct? That's what you said?
Well, yes. Probably. I mean, yes. Certainly it is. But that doesn't matter now, because I know you're hoarding something even more important at your college. The Council will be informed of this. They will find out what you're up to.
I... mm, This isn't good. I'm worried about him.
You got what you came for, didn't you? Go then, back to your college.
I haven't done this before, but I can't risk him. Can't risk somebody getting word of the eye. We already have someone who who knows of it and is planning on using it.
Please, don't hurt me.
I'm sorry. I can't allow you to risk the college. I can't allow you to risk Skyrim. Forgive me.
I think we're done here. You got what you came for, didn't you? Go then, back to your college. You got what you came for, didn't you? You got what you came for, didn't you? Go then, back to your college. Keep your hands to yourself. You got what you came for, didn't you? Go then, back to your college.
You won't tell them. That's a direct order. I don't care what you do with your life, just you're not allowed to tell them. Never.
You got what you came
didn't want to do that. But I had to protect the college. I had to protect the eye. I've come too far to let somebody ruin it. Too far.